Aloysius, Minion.
Aloysius? I'll take it. I'll take it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Memphis Valley. We are a new thought community based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes, which revolve around the basic principles of law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, we are glad you are here, we are glad you found us, and we are happy to have you. And we were expecting you, so thank you for not disappointing us. All right. There's a lot of things today, so I'm going to try to go super quick. First, it is June 1st, and we all know what that means, right? Potluck this week. This week. It's Potluck Sunday. There is some food, there is some pizza, there is some quiche. Everybody stay away from the quiche. We all know the rules about quiche. But also, because of that, it is June 1st, June birthdays. Do we have any June birthdays in the house? Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Anyone else? Oh, yay! Yes. All right, so Bill, if Bill will lead us.
All right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
I only get to do this once a year where it's actually my birthday up here, so I'm excited. Okay, so many things to do. So, as you all know, I do an affirmation every Sunday. Every month, actually, I change it. I had a really good one written for this month. And in a last-minute thought of the month, being June, Father's Day is in this month. And anybody here who knew my father knew that there was a word that he loved to say. And it's a very affirming word. So I looked it up, and I'm going to read you exactly what the word means. So the word is absolutely. So in my affirmation, I originally wrote that everybody would call back yes. When I said something, you would say yes, yes. But after reading it, yes isn't a fully affirming word. Absolutely is. So we aren't going to answer with yes, we're going to answer with absolutely. And before we say it, I'm going to take a moment to connect with the power of the word absolutely. Absolutely means completely and without restriction, with total certainty and confidence, unconditionality, and without exception. So when we say absolutely together, we are affirming the truth of Spirit moving in and through our lives with no hesitation, no doubt, and no limitation. It is a full-bodied yes to divine possibility. That's pretty powerful.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, there you go. So, bear with me because I wrote this, again, with yes in mind, and so I had to absolutely. Okay, so when I say what I say, you just all respond with the most full-hearted, full-throated, absolutely you can muster. Got it? What's the word? Absolutely. Do you all understand? Absolutely. All right. This is the month I say absolutely to growth. Absolutely. I say absolutely to joy that doesn't need a reason. Absolutely. I say yes to acceptance, real, deep, and unconditional. Absolutely. I say absolutely to Spirit moving in my life, starting here and starting now. Absolutely. I say absolutely to letting go of what no longer serves me. Absolutely. I say absolutely to becoming everything I was born to be. Absolutely. June is mine to live, to love, and to shine. And when I'm asked if I'm ready for it, I say absolutely. Give yourselves a hand. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. All right. June calendars. If you picked up a June calendar last week, throw it away. There was a mistake on it. Everything got kind of moved one week down. There are new June calendars over there that are correct, so please grab one of those on your way out. Drum circle. This Wednesday. Look, I love it when you guys do my job for me. Yeah. When is it?
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Where's it at?
Here.
In this room. It is going to be an amazing time. It is, of course, the once a month, first Wednesday of every month. It is facilitated by our very own White Feather, who is now going to tell us a little bit about it on this day.
Yay! White Feather.
This is my time of the month that I plan on turning it up. I'm going to bring a special flute out this week too to play. Drumming has this soulful side to it that makes you feel good inside. It has this connection point of a tree that not only had a consciousness, but now it has a new voice. So I'm involved in making all of you feel absolutely wonderful. So we want you to come on out to the drum circle. Sister Bear and the Central Drum will be here from the Pachanga Reservation. The Chief of Tribe will be here. And I are really good friends. So he'll be here too, as well. My dear brother, Cliff Price for Twisted Trees Project will be here joining me. We're the only drum circle that plays live music. And then when it's done, I'll soothe everybody's soul with an absolutely wonderful sound path. So bring everybody out if you would love to experience something that's new or old and have a good time. I want to let everybody know that me and my dear brother Cliff Price have made it to the finals in Menifee's Got Talent.
Ooh, yeah!
So this Friday night from 7 to 9, we will be at one of the schools. There's a brochure sitting on the desk over there. But
This should be in your bulletins too.
yeah, so I just want to let everybody know, come on to the drum circle and feel the love within yourself. Thank you.
See, look, I affirmed that I love it when people do my job for me, and my next thing was telling you all about White Feather making the finals of the Menifee's Got Talent. That is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to hear you. We are going. I hope everybody can make it out. It's at Liberty High School this Friday at 7 p.m. Drum Circle is this Wednesday at 6:30. You saw I was going there. Yeah, 6:30 here in the center. It's a $10 suggested love offering. It's going to be amazing. Stay after service because it's Potluck Sunday. We have coffee, we have pizza. Stay away from the quiche and stuff there. If you'd like to volunteer as a greeter or an usher, there's some information over there at the table. You can sign up for it. If you want to become a member, there's a blue membership form on the entry table. You can fill that out and put it in the glass bowl in the back or over in the prayer box located underneath Ernest Holmes, which also, if you have a prayer request for the week, you can place it in that box underneath Ernest Holmes. This was long. I was up here way too long. Please visit our website for more information. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. And now, so I can get off this stage, take all my stuff with me, if you will please repeat after me these wonderful quotes that are on these screens right here, and make sure they were the right ones. Open minds, open hearts, open arms, open at the top. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Dave. Did you like what he said?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now you got that out of your system. Now it's time to settle down and bring ourselves right back to the center and the reason that we are here. And we're going to start this morning with our invocation and our chant by our own practitioner, Eloise.
chant this morning is Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. 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 Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. And this morning in this beautiful sanctuary, where we come to realize the God that is within us, is within everyone, is within everything. God is all there is. And you are perfect, whole, complete, and divine. And when you know this, you come from power. You come from strength. You come from creativity. And nothing in your life is as important as your knowledge and your awareness of how powerful you are. You create your life. If you aren't happy with it, change. You have the ability to change. And if you are happy, recognize God is within. God is within. God is within. And in my gratitude for this awareness, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing God is within. And together we say, and so it is.
And I want to introduce a new word of the day, if you'll forgive me, Dave.
Absolutely.
The word of the day that I want to introduce is one that is quoted in the book Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And these are his messages on radio and written. And the word of the day is regression. Regression. From the science of mind viewpoint, emotional regression means withdrawing to a place of safety and security. When a thing regresses, it goes backward. Often, there is a tendency in the mind to get away from meeting objective situations which are unpleasant, and by withdrawing from all objective activity, and in imagination reverting to the chronologically earlier or less adaptive patterns of behavior and feeling, regression, withdrawing, pulling back. It's easy enough to see how one who is surrounded by confusing situations might feel inadequate to cope with them, and unconsciously might seek some place of peace or retirement where nothing could bother them. If a person finds himself apparently unable to cope with the objective situations and consequently finds his mind reverting with certain morbid longing to the thought of getting away from it all, he is in a bad emotional state and should be helped. And this is done by knowing that there is nothing to be afraid of, that we are one with an infinite partner, and that there is nothing in the universe designed to harm us. Confidence and faith in a power greater than we are must be generated. There is nothing to be afraid of in the past, the present, or the future. Our faith should be based on the only rock of salvation there is, which is that God is all there is. There is nothing else in them, in us. We live and move and breathe and have our being. There is nothing to be afraid of. Underneath are the all everlasting arms. We are cradled in love. Statements like these will clear the track of the mind straight back to the eternal source of life, where there is no fears, doubts, or uncertainties. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. These statements are wonderful in helping to establish faith and stability, without which life is but a shambles of frustrated hopes and unsatisfied yearnings. Now you might wonder why we mentioned these negative emotional states. The reason is that the science of mind, we never seek to avoid an issue, because any condition which is psychologically avoided becomes buried in the unconscious. And fortunately, it's buried a lot in our conscious. Thus, the conflict goes on beneath the surface of consciousness, where it does more damage than it would if left objective. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in God. And so it is.
So it is.
Well, this morning we have the rare privilege of having invited a lady all the way from Arizona. And you guys drove in this morning?
No, we've been here since Friday.
Oh, well then I can take credit. I thought they drove straight through this morning, but it doesn't matter because Reverend Jeannie's been here before and she knows her way here, even though she had to get an early start. Let me introduce our guest speaker this morning, Reverend Jeannie Soverns.
Normally I'm a run around the stage kind of gal, but, you know, I see a few of my friends here with walking sticks and accoutrements, so you understand my pain. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure I got here before my surgery in June, so I'm so happy to be back. Good morning, beloved community.
Good morning.
Oh, I love this church. We were talking about that on the way here, and just when we came here last time in March, I think it was, what an amazing experience. I have never felt so welcomed, you know, and whoops, sorry about that. We hung out for hours afterwards just talking. It was amazing. And so I'm grateful. I've never been invited back the minute I finished, so that was an awesome experience for me, I will say that. So, you know, I generally dress so bland. As you might remember, I'm not a color person, but because of the topic, I decided to up it. I'm just so lying right now, all right? This is normal for me. This is how I look on a regular basis. The topic in Living Color. So how many people remember that show, right? Wasn't that fabulous? Yeah, I was like, I still can't snap, but I love that part. So this time period, the month of June, is a celebration time for me for many reasons. One, it's my birthday this month. Yeah, right? Two, it is National Cancer Survivors Day today, and I'm a two-time cancer survivor, so there's that. And three, it's Pride Month, and I'm a gay girl. So, I don't know if you knew that. You know, I mean, I try to make it pretty obvious with my rainbows. But, so this month we're celebrating Pride, and I really wanted to talk about that because a lot of times people misunderstand what Pride is about. Pride isn't about like, woohoo, we're gay, and though that's what it looks like sometimes on TV, right? Woohoo, we're gay. Pride is about the reflection of the joy and the resilience and the sacredness of being fully ourselves. This might have been a choice of what I wore, but who I am as an individual, giving God a good time, was not my choice. It was how I was brought here. So I was going to turn our attention to the rainbow today. Not only the one that graces the sky after a storm, but also the one that celebrates the two-spirit LGBTQIA+ community. And to break down what that flag means. So this is about a symbol of not only visibility, but of the divine truth that every life, every identity, and every expression of love is God. So in 1978, an artist and an activist named Gilbert Baker created the original rainbow flag, which actually started with pink, not red, originally. And he saw this as a need for a symbol to reflect the richness and the vitality and the diversity of a people who were often pushed to the side. And what better symbol than a rainbow? Biblically speaking, a rainbow represents the covenant with God, with humanity, a promise of enduring love and presence. So he took each color had a divine purpose. Pink was the original one, and that was, yeah, I love this. I get to say this word from a pulpit as a minister. Sex. Okay, so pink was celebrating sex and celebrating the sacred embodiment. Red was life, the divine breath in all of us. Orange was the healing, the wholeness that we all seek. Right? We are whole, perfect, and complete in the mind of God. Yellow, sunlight, joy, and divine energy. Green, nature, God's interconnected creation. Turquoise was magic and mystical and art, the divine creative energy. Indigo was serenity, that peace of the spirit, divine in all of us. And violet, our own spirit and connection to the divine. The later additions to the flag included black and brown stripes to honor people of color, and pink, white, and blue for our transgender, two-spirit, non-binary community. And so each of these colors tell a sacred divine story of worth. Ernest Holmes on page 46.1 in your book, there, I decorate my book, is it should be considered right to live, to enjoy living, to be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in accord with divine law and wisdom. What a liberating truth. Living in this joy, this well-being, this expression of freedom. These are not indulgences, but expressions of the divine itself. Like I said, one of my mottos is about giving God a good time as Jeannie, right? And if we are all expressions of the divine, then God is having an experience as you. Are you boring God today? I'm just going to ask, right? Like, we have to do the things to experience this life. Because regardless of your belief, right now, this is the only life we have. You might get more, you might have had more. But today, in this moment, where your feet are, this is the life you have. What are you doing with it? Right? So as a gay woman, I didn't want to hide that. Any more than I wanted to hide the fact that I'm a little boisterous and I like to wear color. Right? This is who I am as me, as an expression of God. And some people love it, and some people don't, and I'm okay with that. You know, I mean, women, as we've gotten older, haven't we gotten a little more okay with, I don't care what you think about me, right? It's like, wow, what a privilege that became as I grew older, that I was no longer worried about other people's opinions of me, just mine. Because who I am is who the divine is. And that's important for me to acknowledge, recognize, and be humble about. That God decided to show up as me, as you. What a privilege. What an honor. So what a better way to show joy and pride than with color? Especially for a community that has long shown the world the beauty of self-expression, even in the face of rejection, violence, and oppression. The resilience in the LGBTQ community and the joy are acts of divine affirmations. One of the themes that came up with this as well is the beautiful song by Judy Garland, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And The Wizard of Oz actually was a very symbolic movie for our community, especially before it was as easy, and I say this as somebody who came out in the 80s, as easy as it is now, right? Prior to that, it wasn't so easy. And we would ask questions like, are you a friend of Dorothy's? You know, to say, are you safe? Are you one of us? Are you part of the community? And Judy Garland really became an advocate as a beacon of hope for the gay community, especially during the AIDS crisis. But Dorothy finds herself with companions who find themselves incomplete, right? We have a scarecrow who doubts his wisdom. We have a tin man who longs for a heart. And we have a lion searching for courage. Does any of that sound familiar? Right? Many individuals navigate the world seeking understanding, empathy, and boldness. So this became an anthem for our community, leaving the black and white of Kansas into the technicolor of Oz. The quiet acts of spiritual resistance that came with the LGBT community. Like I said, I came out in the 80s, so I was so young. I actually was pretty young in the 80s. And at the time period, I was not in a philosophy that let me know that God loved me. And that was a very difficult place to be because I loved God. I'm somebody that in 6th grade wanted to be a nun, and as an early teenager wanted to be a missionary. I knew I had a personal relationship with the divine. So when humans were telling me through religions that God didn't love me, that was very, very hard for me to understand or believe. So I didn't. I didn't know that New Thought existed, even though I was finding it in many things. I had been reading Dr. Wayne Dyer since I was 19 years old, so I did find a place. I just didn't know there were places where other people felt the same and spoke the same language. So this quiet resistance, despite real dangers of coming out, such as violence, rejection, and even incarceration in our community, we continue to dance and sing and just fabulously and love. Pride is not just about identity, it's about joy. It's about choosing to live in alignment with our divine truth. As Holmes teaches us, happiness and freedom are expressions of the divine law. And that makes pride a spiritual practice. The LGBTQ community has taught all of us what it means to live authentically. And that even when the world said no, they said yes to themselves and yes to divine's creative spirit within them. Color, dance, music, and joy. These are sacred things, regardless of your identity. This is a place where we can express God, whatever that particular aspect of your identity is. Because we are divine in form only, right? This suitcase has nothing to do with who we are eternally. We are this bright light, this God-stuffed spirit stuffed in a casing so that we can interact and see what things are. But this goes away. Who we are inside never does. The eternality that we are never leaves and doesn't have a sexual preference, doesn't need understanding, doesn't need acceptance or tolerance. It already is love in every way. And when we come back here to earth in these suits, we have to practice a little bit more. Learning and being and accepting of others, even if we don't agree with them. Even if we think what they're doing is wrong. And anybody married has experienced that there's a person doing things wrong, right? They don't know how to empty the dishwasher or put it together or make the bed. I mean, so we've all experienced something where we're like, who taught you? So when we are open to that love, that grace, that presence, that joy that is God as us, we can let that go. Right? So remember that the next time you're unloading your dishwasher. Oh. I want this month, because you will see it. You will see rainbows everywhere through everything. Because even corporation wants the pride dollar, right? Double income, no kids, right? The dinks have it. So, you're going to see rainbows upon rainbows upon rainbows in June. So when you do, I want you to not only see those colors, but the covenant. Not only pride, but the promise. A promise that every person belongs. A promise that happiness and freedom are holy. A promise that God celebrates all of us exactly as we are. And to remember that somewhere over the rainbow is not a dream. It's the reality we create when we love, when we include others, and when we affirm one another absolutely. And recall that God does not make mistakes. They make rainbows. So if it's comfortable for you, please join me. Knowing and affirming this divine light, this divine prism of color that is in every cell, every moment, every breath, every heartbeat, that is God, that is as and through each and every one of us. And that I know this is the truth of me, and the truth of every person within the sound of my voice and beyond. I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good, knowing that the blessings of this day, that the words that were spoken and the words that were heard, heal what needs to be healed. And that each person here received exactly what they needed. And as we go through this time from here into the kitchen for potluck, that we experience the love and the divine blessing that is each and every one of us. That today we absolutely give God a good time. Stepping into that knowing. And with gratitude, I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe, for the blessing that is our divine selves. I let it go. I call it good, already done in the mind of God. And together we say,
And so it is.
So it is. Somewhere over the rainbow.
somewhere else in the rainbow. Oh, there you go. I love it.
Well, that was an outstanding message this morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me here.
And now it's time for us to take our offertory, and I'm sure Eloise has some words for us. I don't know.
Gonna play with it for a while? Repeat after me. I am rich.
I am rich.
I'm prosperous.
I am prosperous.
I give and receive abundantly.
I give and receive abundantly.
Which is true. What you give out comes back abundantly. Always remember that, even when you're not doing something very good, because that comes back too. But today we have our,
One and only.
I guess we only have Our usher,
Deal.
Gail. And while we're singing, I am so blessed. He will be around to collect, because this is the collection. And anybody that has cards instead of actual cash or checks, Dave in the sound booth can take your credit cards, your debit cards, and they work too here. So thank you all abundantly. Oh, I don't think, you can't stand up, huh? You're gonna stand up? Yay. Oh, yay! Brian is gonna lead us in our blessing song. There you go.
And it goes something like this.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And we are so blessed. We are so grateful. Thank you, Brian, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today with us. And that pretty well wraps it up. We've only got one thing left to do, and that is our peace song. We do this to let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth.
Let there be peace.
And you can circle up if you like, if you don't have to, if you don't want to. And it goes something like this.